Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Zeke, and today we'll be talking about James Rodriguez, the man of the hour. So let's get straight to it. As of right now, he has a total of 13 appearances in which he has notched 2 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. 13 appearances in all competitions for Real Madrid. And according to WhoScored.com, he's played a total of 7 matches in La Liga, in which he started 3 of them, and he's been subbed in for 4 matches too. And he's also played 2 games in the Champions League, in which he's come on as a substitute for one of them, which was the first one versus Sporting Lisbon, where he had that nice sweet cross that Morata latched onto and scored the game winner. But all in all, his numbers are really low this season. Then again, he's going through, I believe, a confidence crisis, and he's also having to fight 3 players for playing time. Because if you haven't noticed, since Zidane got appointed as manager of the first team, and he started using Casemiro, James Rodriguez playing time has also taken a nosedive. Because then again, the minute Casemiro, even though Casemiro and James, they play 2 different positions, as Casemiro is a DM and James is a number 10. But, with Casemiro playing, that means that James had to sit on the bench solely because then again, the team became balanced because we all know Cruz as a DLP is really, I believe that experiment should never ever be tried again. I give Ancelotti a lot of props for making it work for that 24-game win streak, but somewhere along the line, again, the defense kept getting exposed, and then, he doesn't really offer much defensively as he does offensively, which is why Casemiro had to come in and, shield the defense so that Cruz and Modric can push up and attack more and press more, that way without having to worry too much about, defensive duties. Which is where James Rodriguez kind of just gets left on the bench. It's kind of not his fault, but then again, he's having to fight all these people for playing times and starting spots. And I also want to talk about the other 2 guys. I forgot to mention them. The other 2 people that he's having to fight again, which is Isco and Asensio. And in case you've noticed recently with Isco, he's been in scintillating form. I'm pretty sure no one can forget the Atletico match where he put in a clinic offensively, defensively, running all over the place. And it's kind of just gotten even harder for James to get in because, especially with Cruz out, Isco practically was like first choice off the bench to come in because he offers more defensively offensively than James does. Even though James can pretty much do everything Isco can do, barring the dribbling and the ball control stuff that Isco is blessed with. But with all those 3 players and even Vazquez ahead of him in the pecking order, there's the rumor mill is starting to just go for its usual spin, and we're starting to hear all kinds of crazy stories about him being linked with Man U, Chelsea, and it was confirmed that he received is it 75 million or 80 million euro offer to leave this season, but he said he turned it down because he wanted to stay and fight. So far, it looks like he's losing because right off the bat, Vazquez just started the Clasico and pretty much played majority of the match. And at one point I was thinking that maybe Zidane would bring in James because at that point, after we went down 1 versus Barcelona, and then Iniesta came on and just started running things, and we started to struggle a little bit. I believe we needed someone that could offer creativity, someone that can make a spark, because we weren't really doing much offensively. We were getting pushed back into our own pitch. Then again, Zidane still brought on Casemiro and Asensio to replace Benzema and I believe Kovacic. But then again, you see James on the bench, unused. But you just gotta feel for him, man. But at the same time, right now he's keeping his head down. I believe he's learned his lesson of speaking out to the media during when Benitez was in charge, and Benitez too also benched him. He started talking about, I'm still fit, I can play. Keep saying I'm not fit, and stuff like that. And that did not help him at all. He kept getting benched, and other players kept getting the green light ahead of him. And that also affected his attitude, his mood, his confidence, and his form. Because right now, nothing he's doing right now compares to that first season form that he was in, where whenever he started, either he got an assist or he got a goal or so. It's like this man is allergic to scoring regular goals. It's always just bangers and like highlight reel-worthy stuff. But as of now, he's starting to just, I believe right now he's in a learning phase where he can either learn what Zidane is trying to teach him, and he can wait it out and work as hard as he can in practice, and then hope that eventually that day will come where he will keep getting picked on the regular. But as of now, I don't really see that happening, considering the way Modric is playing, considering the way Cruz is playing. These are like two indispensable people, and in this day and age, you cannot have two midfielders like that without someone else to help defensively, because we know Cruz is limited in that aspect, and Modric can't be the only one running up and down the pitch trying to help the team out offensively and defensively. You also need someone else, someone extra, that extra man, that extra DM to help, which is where Casemiro comes in, which makes it even harder for James to get in the game. But all in all, this also reminds me of Isco in his first season here in Madrid with Ancelotti, where he wasn't tracking back. He was also just an attack-minded number 10 who just wanted to just run with the ball and do his thing. And Ancelotti had to curb that. And if you notice, after the first 2-3 months, Ancelotti just straight up benched him. Benched him, literally. You did not see him for like another couple of months, because then again Ancelotti was completing Madrid's switch from the 4-2-3-1 formation to 4-3-3, as he turned Di Maria into a full-time central box-to-box midfielder. And Ancelotti just benched Isco, but Isco too didn't give up and just request a transfer, because he could have gone to Manchester City too, because Madrid and Manchester City wanted him in that summer of 2013, but he chose Madrid, which is a good choice for him, because I'm sure he's not crying over his 2 Champions League medals that he's won. But he also put his head down and he learned, and then he ends up becoming even better. He evolved. He learned how to function as a box-to-box midfielder, on top of the fact that he's a number 10. He's a very hard-working number 10, and I'd hate to lose him too, because this team is just too stacked. And if it was possible for FIFA to allow 12 guys onto the pitch, 12v12, that would be cool. That way him and James could play alongside, or one of him or James could play alongside Cruz, Modric, and Casemiro. But that's just a fantasy. But as of right now, I think that James Rodriguez, I still think he's in that learning phase, and I'm hoping and praying that somehow he comes out on top. Because if you compare him with Isco, which I don't like doing because they both played for the same team, if you compare him with Isco, I believe he's more direct and effective when it comes to trying to get that goal, trying to break down that bus, trying to crack these teams open. I believe he's more direct and effective in that aspect. But then again, he's kind of lacking a little bit in the defensive area of his game, which this is something that he can always work on and build on it and improve. But as of right now, the future isn't looking too bright for him in Madrid. But he said he's not giving in, he's not giving up. He's going to stay and fight for his spot. It's 5 months into the season and he's still playing games here and there. I mean, he just recently played the round of 32 Copa del Rey match, which a player of his caliber should not be playing. Like that was the game for the kids. But hey, anything at this point for him, I believe anything will do. Any piece of game time will do. But at the end of the day, I do see him leaving in the near future if this continues for a second season. Because a player of his caliber is not going to want to sit on the bench for 2 seasons straight, because that's also going to affect his national team form. But, I do see him leaving. Then again, we have a transfer ban that kicks in from January 2017 to also the summer of 2017. And I'm not sure if that stops players from being sold. But, I know the club can't sign anyone in that time period. Unless they do what Barcelona did, where, they sign someone and then they'll have to have that player sit out for the remaining for like 6 months until maybe 2018. That's if they sign someone in the summer of 2017. But that's just what I think of James Rodriguez's future in Madrid. If you'd like this, and if you like this video that I made, please subscribe and support my channel. Thank you.